basically follow her through her romances. And the one thing I'll tell you is that's like known, that they talk about in the back of the book, so I'm not giving anything away. There's more than one romance, okay? Let's just say this girl has violated HIPAA because she's in the medical field. She has violated HIPAA to its max. I'm surprised she still has her like doctor's license after some of the shit she was doing, okay? It was not kosher. So for my Jewish people in the back, it was not kosher. I want to say that the characters in here are amazing. You fall in love with everyone, even Rachel, even though at times she would annoy the shit out of me, but you still had to love her too, you know? The hockey players, like, I loved all of them. They were all great. I don't know why spice and hockey romance is like a thing, because I read another one, which I'll show you guys, but like, it's clearly a thing in the literature world. I don't know. I have no idea. Like, why not football or basketball or soccer? But apparently these hockey players are one of a kind. So if you want a good plot, if you want a lot of action, if you want a lot of spice, like when I say this is a 5 out of 5 when it comes to spice, if you want all of that, then definitely pick up this book. It's not complex. You don't get bored. You process everything she's saying, everything the character is saying. It's just awesome. Romance. The ending was super cute. Like, when I say super cute, like really cute. But like I said, I almost feel like it was a little exaggerated. Like, do I really think what happened in here could happen in real life? Maybe. But I don't think so. But maybe. Who knows, you know? So, read this book and get back to me in the comments. And if you read it already, do not give it away in the comment section, but let me know what you thought. This one took me a while though, but I like literally could not put it down because it was just so stinking good. It definitely kept me intrigued, to say the least. So I don't know if maybe I just couldn't relate, but I was just like very confused. Like, how is the mailman so in tune with this brand new family? Whatever. Anyway, moral of the story, well, without giving it away, something goes down, and then while that's going down, we learn what the hell the situation is. The story was not for me. Like, I was just like, are you kidding me? Okay. Like, I waited all the way to the end for this. Like, I was pissed. I'm like, I just wasted time reading this, and this is what happens, you know? So I really tried to give books a chance. I don't DNF books easily. I try, I really try, but sometimes you just have to DNF a book, you know? But this one I finished, and I was just like, you gotta be shitting me. So I don't really recommend it at all, but if you're curious, give it a shot, I guess. I would love to know someone else's input, because I know everyone's opinion varies. That's totally okay. We're not all gonna think the same, view things the same. What book I might find entertaining, you might hate, and vice versa. Which is, speaking of, I was listening to some Audible books, and I was watching this girl who recommended some books, and I liked a few of her recommendations, but the last two she recommended, oh my lordy lord. One of them I finished because it was easy, but I'm like, is she kidding me? And the other one, I'm like, I can't even finish it. I'm like 40% in, and I'm like, done. I'm totally done with it. I'm like, no way. And I'm like, crap, like, what are the odds, you know? Two of her suggestions I loved, and then the other two were horrible. They weren't even just bad, guys, they were horrible. So that just goes to show you everyone's taste in things are just different. You can't, you know, you have to figure it out on your own. That's why, like, I don't want, you know, to me, this was a 2, but maybe to you, you might like it. is going on? So the plot, I think, was amazing. I think the plot was good. The end of the story, I was like, holy shit. Like, everything just came together, and I'm like, oh my god. It answered your questions, because in the beginning, like, there's a lot of things that you're like, but wait, why is that? And then towards the end, all your feelings get validated, and you're like, ah. So I really enjoyed this one. It was good. Did I say I would give it, yeah, like a 3.5, 4? Let's say. I'm trying to be nice. The only reason I said like a 3.5, maybe 4, is because the part when she disappears, I felt like was unrealistic. Like realistically, if we wanted to disappear, I don't think it would be as easy as she made it, even though she did come from a wealthy family, so she has the resources, right? But even still, so like, bish, like, how'd you do all that so quickly? I don't know. I don't blame her for running. I do not. But it was just awkward, like, girlfriend, like, I don't know. It was her. I don't know. I don't want to give too much away, but I think that this is definitely a good one to read, because this is like a mix between romance, spice. Give it up for the spice in the back. Spice, romance, and like a thriller. Like, holy shit, what's gonna happen next? Type. And I like that. I really like that. It kept me super, super duper intrigued. The writing was easy to follow. Definitely would recommend. Do we have a fucking lipstick on our teeth again? Yes, I do. That's cute. Okay. I would definitely recommend. Yeah, I don't want to say much more because I just don't want to give away too much for you guys. I hate when like people who do book recommendations go too in depth. It's like, bitch, no one asks you to go so in depth. Like, just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Let me know, the main things. And I'm not reading the back because I just feel like it's better when I give like a brief explanation and my input. If I'm reading you the back, I didn't get to read the story. So, highly recommend if you're interested in those type of genres mixed together. But like I said, massive trigger warning, so read into that before you start reading the book. Last but not least, we have Icebreaker. Guys, it's so hard to trace upside down, let alone script, by Hannah Grace. This was recommended to me by one of my subscribers when I did my first book recommendation. She was like, if you like spicy girl, like with a good plot, you have to read this one. And I did like it. I really did. I thought it was super cute. It was like an easy, cozy read. The romance was so adorable. Brought me back to like my college days. They're both in college. Anastasia, I was gonna say Anastasia, like Anastasia Beverly Hills. Anastasia is a figure skater, and Nate is a professional hockey player. And oh my gosh, so their relationship is so cute. I love the way that they like adore each other in a sense, but it didn't start off all flowers and sunshine. Something happens, so Anastasia has to share the ice skating rink with Nate, and through this they argue, but they get close at the same time. And then, to summarize, Anastasia's partner, who figure skates with her, spicing, like it was boiling. I'm like, okay, excuse me. Excuse me. Like, she did tell me it was spicy, but I was not prepared. But it was good. It was so good. Great story. I loved both of them. I loved both of their characters. I love the other characters as well. That's very important to me. Like, I have to like the characters. If I don't like the characters, then I'm not about the book. It's not like it's gonna take you a while. It's not a small book, but it's not huge, like booking around. But like, it's gonna take you some time. There was a lot of parts in this book that I was literally like laughing out loud, and I think that's so cute when a book could literally like make you smile or be like, what? Like, have you gut laughing? And there was a lot of parts in here that did that. So I know this book was definitely like recommended. I think it's been around for a while. I'm not sure exactly when. I'm trying to see. Copyright 2020, previously published in 2022. Okay, so it's been around for 2 years. 2022. So I feel like a lot of people may have already read this. If you have, let me know in the comments what you thought, and if you enjoyed it. And if you haven't, and you want a cute girl falling for guy romance, but then there's like a storyline behind it. It's not just all romance. There's like a lot of teasing, and it's just, I don't know, it's fun. It's a totally fun read. It's cute because they're in college. Like, to be honest, I don't like reading romances when they're in high school because it's like awkward for me. I think college is like where like the lowest like point, because you know, I'm an adult read a I'm sorry, California. No, I